And now you close your eyes. They just haven't seen it. They just haven't seen it. Now you close your eyes. They just haven't seen it. They just haven't seen it.
start before the next song ends. Just almost there, my people.
People are talking like I could do better without you, but they got no love and they don't know us, and they can't look away. So let's give them a shot with an ice view, 'cause we know that touch make them all jealous. Everybody craves a little danger. Look, you take me where I've been too scared to go. Open up what's hidden in my nature. And every time we're done, I want more. I can't stay away. I've been riding on a plane. They say I should pray, but you look so good on me. I'm as good as gone ever since I tried your one. I can't stay away, 'cause you look so good on me. You look so good on me. Lately I've been losing sleep 'cause I'm thinking about you. How you take your time, doing all these nights, and the way you're controlling my body ain't nothing I'm used to. No, you're not my type, this is right. I can't stay away. I've been riding on a plane. They say I should pray, but you look so good on me. I'm as good as gone ever since I tried your one. I can't stay away, 'cause you look so good on me. You look so good on me. You look so good. Everybody craves a little danger. You take me where I've been too scared to go. You open up what's hidden in my nature. And every time we turn, I want it more. I can't stay away. I've been riding on a plane. They say I should pray, but you look so good on me. I'm as good as gone ever since I tried your one. I can't stay away.
Alrighty. Sorry about that. I had to get everything ready. It was hot as shit in my house. So I just lower the AC and stuff and get some fans going. So, welcome. It's your boy, Satoshi Heavy, starting in live. Welcome to another edition to just Satoshi Shit Show, where shit's get popping. So what's popping today? Bitcoin's moving. We knew it was, in my group, we knew it was going to go up, but this has definitely surpassed my expectations thus far. But has that changed the overall perspective of what's going to happen over the next few days? Who knows? But today we're going to dive into that and see what implications and what things we can find to help set us up for the next few days. Sorry, we got the hiccups. Oh gosh, damn! I need some water or something. What the hell? Anyways, what up, Martin? What up? All right, let's get everybody's let's get this thing transitioned in 3, 2, 1, and oh shoot, it's not full screen. 3, 2, 1, and transition. Bang! What up? So what's going on here? All right, so from the biggest thing. Let's start from the big picture. Let's start from the big picture. What is exactly going on here? First of all, there's a lot of implications that could happen going forward, and in this little degree right here. And in my opinion, you don't need to be in a trade. And specifically, you don't want to be long right now. If anything, if you're trying to open up a trade right now, you should be going short. Because let's look at this. It's a retest of this block here. You know, the likelihood of it blowing past on one try is very slim. We're already getting a good rejection candle. And yeah, so if you're not in a trade and you're looking for a trade, or if you're long from down here and you're looking to exit or you don't know where to exit, I would be taking some off the table now. I'm looking to reassess the situation over the next coming days or so. Let me lower this music in the background because it seems to be a little too loud for my liking, and I can see it on my, it's kind of overpowering my voice here, so I don't like that. Let's lower this again. So, okay. There's no doubt about it that we have created some sort of flat here. There's a flat there, albeit that this is now possibly a truncated flat with a small C wave or Y wave, whatever you want to the don't care. As long as the only thing I care about is the structure at hand. The only time I care about the actual subwave count is if we're trying to trade the subwaves, which we were trying to earlier. We were right, but we were wrong at the same time. We just missed our entry, which was very sad. That's whatever, it happens. Sometimes you get lost in the sauce. But there's no doubt about it that we have created some sort of flat. Whether or not... So let's just go over the rules of a correction real quick. Let's go over. So in a market, you have impulses and then you have corrections, right? In regards to Elliott wave, your impulses are 5 waves. And then your corrections are 3 waves. And after the assumed assumption is the same thing. After your assumed proposal for end to this specific correction or even a impulse, you should understand what should come next in regards to that understanding. So in an impulse, at the end of a desired impulse, or your idea out of impulse is a 3-wave pattern, correct? Correct. At the end of your assumed correction, what happens? You assume a breakout of some sort, right? Whether that builds into a new impulsive pattern, 5 waves up, meaning like an ABC, 1, 2, 3, it doesn't matter. The fact is that you created a 3-wave move, and it has enough in regards to structure and time to say, okay, we can move up. So with this understanding, let's just go back to where we're at right now. Right now. Okay? There's no doubt about it, we made some sort of 3-wave move. Is this 3-wave move concluded? Is it done? This is where we start opening up some cans of worms where we don't really know for certain, but then we use technicals and our understanding of the wave analysis to help us project the price actions that's currently happening to help us understand what may happen in the future and set us up for a desired trade. And so there's 2 things that could happen. There's only 2 things that could happen after an impulse, a correction ends right here. 2 things. Very simple. 2 things. Like I said, after a correction, in our case a flat, we should have 2 things, either a breakout or an X wave. And how you distinguish the difference is it's very simple. Your impulse will have 5 waves, your correction will have, your X wave will have 3. And also the time aspect of this is very important, and especially in the way I diagnose WXYs and running flats, whatever you call those things, WXYs, double 3s. There's a very important time factor I like to pay attention to in regards to understanding when an X wave can conclude or end. And that's the 1/3 rule. I get this rule from reading many books and going through many things and just understanding what it takes to make an X wave and how they respond in regards to structure. And that's the 1/3 rule. So the 1/3 rule is here. Here's 1/3. So if this is gonna be let's say if this is our temporary bottom. Now we're trying to understand, is this a bottom where we could potentially attack these highs here or expand to make an impulse, you know. Um, please, I have a lot of mess here. Let's get this out of here. Let's get this out of the way. Get this out of the way. Get this out of the way. Get out of the way. This price action is really interesting me, like super bad. Like it makes me want to stop talking about what we're talking and just go into the smaller time frame count because I see a potential trade setup here. But I'm just going to continue what we're doing and just try to get all my thoughts out before moving into the smaller time frames. So again, so if this is our 1/3 rule, our desired target range for X, there's a few other things like I like to propose for X, and I like to propose for an understanding of breakout or what it takes to breakout. And one of our rules to a breakout is, or understanding what it takes to make a reversal is if your GB is tapped. Here's our GB. The GB is your golden box retracement of the move or whatever thing you're studying. In our case, it's this entire move here. Like I said, we're not entirely sure that this is the end of this flat here, but I'm pretty sure it is at this point. I am like 70 to 60% positive that this could be a potential temporary where we do something like that, or we actually have a base and break out of some sort of case, which I don't think we're going to break out. I do think we're going to be corrective, but it's just trying to understand what kind of correction we're going to be in. Are we going to be in a short snappy X or a long crappy B? You know, is it going to be a long crappy B or is it going to be short snappy X? One of the two, right? So, no, in my opinion, no matter what we do at this point, we're going to base somewhere down here like that. And we're going to move up one more time to break this high there. That's just my understanding of how things are going. And the reason why I'm saying this is not only do we have a really good flat going on here. Yeah, I know we didn't clear this low. But everybody and their moms was waiting for Bitcoin down here. They were. A lot of people were, at least. And so the whales like to play games, and they like to really not get you those entries you like. Like, where was this? There's another entry like back here where everybody and their mom was calling for it. We just never dipped back below there, and it just took off for the races. Same thing here. Could that be the same thing? Yes. And this is why we have to pay attention to certain things. And another key to understanding what it takes to change a certain trend, and in this case this is a downtrend, right? Is, are any pivotal or important trend lines broken? And I say yes. This was a trend line that has acted like resistance. Here, and then once more right here before we actually fell off, and then base down here came up and broke it. We broke this trend line. So now that we broke this trend line and have in my opinion, a pretty solid Elliott wave flat going on here, and another reason why I'm liking this is the fact that this 10-hour candle here gave us a double bottom, but on RSI it gave us that bullish divergence. And so since we have divergence, I like to play a little game with divergence, and it's very fun. It's called the Valley Range theory. So let's go and run through it. I'm not going to teach anything about this situation, anything about this, but typically after divergence is seen, in order for your divergence to be true within 2 to 3 candle closes of that divergence seeing, so our divergence was here. Within 2 to 3 candle closes, your X range or a pivotal pivot within your divergence leg is tacked. In my opinion, the pivotal pivot would be about here or here. So let's mark those. That's there and there, here. So you see, we're attacking it. It happened within 2 to 3 candle closes, reversal candle, boom, boom. We're moving up. We're attacking that. Exactly what my theory includes in divergence and how to understand divergence. So at this point, the second step to understanding if this divergence could actually be true and can carry us to make this basing pattern here is the retrace. And this is the golden retrace. This is the golden key. This is the key to this setup here. It's the key to this setup right here. I have no doubt about that. This resistance here is going to hold, and we're going to come down in some sort of fashion. I wanted to go short, but I was typically talking to y'all, so I don't think I'm gonna go short because I didn't get that. This is where I really wanted to get in at, and you see, we literally hit that to the T. So that's unfortunate that I didn't set myself up like that, but that's my fault. So the key to understanding if this divergence that we saw from this point to this point is true is one, within 2 to 3 candle closes, you have to base and move into a counter direction of the current trend, which is down. We did within 2 to 3 candle closes in that time frame, right? We did that. 2, you have to break a significant trend line. We did that. 3, you have to attack X. We're attacking X. 4, and this is a key and vital step, on retrace, you must not get below the 0.618 retrace. That's it. If you have those 4 steps, you have a potential and a highly likelihood of a reversal into temporary. Now, this doesn't mean we break out a new highs. All this means is that this trend is over. This downtrend from here to here is done. I don't know why my music just decided to turn up by itself. That was very strange. Sorry about that. That was weird. It's like there was a ghost in here or something. Very strange. Very, very strange. Very, very strange. Sorry about that. Music kind of went weird. I don't know why I did that. So, let's just mark out this. So going short right here won't be a bad idea. First of all, this volume bar kind of scares you. What aids your short here is the fact that you have divergence here 0, 1, 2. You can do the same thing no matter what divergence. You can always do it 0, 1, 2. Here's your X pivot right here. Boom. If we hold this on a closing aspect on this 1 hour, or I even say 2 hour time frame. I say 2 hour time frame. If we hold this close on a 2 hour time frame, when we move down, we're going up. It's just how it is. That's just the rules, and that's how value range theory works. This is how it works. And you have to respect it, because I've seen it play out over and 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 over again. In fact, it's the one in our leading indicator to reversals, and we do it often here at CCV. So, yeah, for Bitcoin, it's pretty simple. I do believe that we have found a temporary bottom, and we're going to at least make some sort of corrective pattern, at least like that. If not a breakout into a 5-wave, some sort of 5-wave pattern. I don't think it'll be a breakout. If it breaks out into a 5-wave pattern, it'll be a B wave of some sort. We'll be in B wave. This will be A. This will be B. And if this breaks out into 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this will go A, B, C, and then come down. There's only other one possibility that this makes a 5-wave pattern and breaks down below that low. There's only one other pattern, and I'll share real quick what it is. I went over it just like 10 minutes before I went online. I noticed something where I was like, oh, you know what? That could actually work too. And as an alleyway trader, it's not about finding the one pattern to trade. It's finding all possible patterns to trade, and you trade whatever one alludes to you, or shows up, or proves to you that it's most likely going to be true. You trade the one that has most probability, and you get that probability by understanding the concepts behind the wave analysis, and also having other clues to that, like my value range theory system and the trendline breakout theory system, and vice versa. So the other possibility that could send us down below the depths of this low from here, if we make a 5-wave rise here, is the fact that this is A, all this is B, and this is C, and this is A, 3-wave B, 5-wave C. And if this is going to be the case, this has to hit a certain level. Has to. About a bare minimum. And we're going to mark it out real quick. It's right here. By a minimum, it has to hit this level right there. By a minimum. That's the... So this is mark this gold minimum target for C of ABC of B. So to get that, here will be C of ABC of B, of a bigger A, B, C. Okay? That's the only way that this. If we get a five-way rise here, that'd be awesome. It'd be very easy for us to trade going forward. If we get a five-way rise, we're buying the retrace, right? If we get a three-way rise, then it kind of leaves us a little bit more open to possibilities. And I'll show you real quick when we dive into the smaller time frame. But from the larger time frames perspective, this looks like a temporary bottom. And I'm going to be looking for this retrace to hold on these levels, especially on the closing aspect on a 2 hour. Okay? Any consolidation below the golden retrace of this current move up is seen as bearish. And it can be seen as a reversal possibility, or you're going to make it some sort of gross flat and it's going to fuck a whole bunch of people, including myself, because it might be hard for me to trade. So if we just mark this zone, we already marked it. It's already marked in this gold zone. I already did my homework. So from this point, if we do this, you should be buying right there. If not, risking your nuts on a buy order there, setting your stop right below that. If you get stopped out, who cares? It happens. It's a high probability setup at this point. In my opinion, high probability setup. The only other implication that could send us to lower depths from this point on is if we form some sort of complex. This doesn't really fit the rules of a diagonal because this broke the outside boundary. So I cannot say this is 1, 2, 3, 4. If that was going to be the case, 4 shouldn't have broke this boundary. It would have tapped here, and this would have looked slightly different in regards to the shape. It wouldn't look like this. In a diagonal, you could let 4 go into 2, but I don't like this as a diagonal. The degree and angle of this is pretty steep. It's not as steep as this, but it's pretty steep. So the only other way I could say that we don't base here like this is if this here is an X wave, and that is a possibility. And we have to always look for that X wave. And I'm telling you, this little trick right here has saved me so many times. Right here. So if this is going to be an X wave, which this has characteristics of an X wave, and I'll show you why it does have characteristics. It's short, snappy. It hit the 0.382 retrace, which is a key zone for X wave. Key. That's so pivotal for X. I can't tell you how many times that 382 hit on the X wave. In this time frame too, which is also basically a 382. And that's why I wanted to short it. That number right here. Right there. Boom, boom, boom. That little area. So I wanted to short it. It would have been a good entry, but I was busy and I forgot about that. So whatever. So let's just go over the little rules to understand if this is going to turn down significantly. So if this is going to be an X wave, once we enter into this zone, you're going to expect a harsh reaction at some point. And you're going to expect some lows to be broken. So if this is indeed an X wave and goes up like this, that low right there will be broken in faster time and less complexity than it took to get from here to there on just like a 5-minute time frame. And I would assume that this low right here would also be broken in one swift move like that, in less time and less complexity. This has a 5 to 7 wave rise just by counting pivots, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you go up one more time, that's 7 pivot rise. I guarantee you, if this is an X, this move here would do it in less complexity, being like a 3 pivot down move or a 5 pivot down move or something. If it is going to have a possibility of being X. Now the key understanding to really understanding if this is X is if we break that golden box. It's just so key. And so this is why this zone right here is important. Not only because it kind of shows us we have strength moving up. This will probably be close. By the time this goes sideways, comes down, it'll be basically bouncing on this trend line in my opinion. So not only will it be bouncing outside of the trend line it broke out of, but it's also bouncing off an H2 pivot and the golden box retrace somewhere down here. So again, I just really am confident, but not overzealous, that this is a temporary bottom. We're at least going to do this some way. Okay, so that's basically it for Bitcoin. Shoot me any other question before we. You forgot to post the link in Discord? Oh my god, that's horrible. No, I didn't. I posted it right here, homie. It is right here. Boom. Clicked on it. Yeah, it's right there. Okay, I was just checking that this link worked.
But not overzealous.
Sorry. Sorry, let me just retype this. Okay, so shoot me any questions before I move on to ETH. Okay, I told you it's going to be a quicker session than average. Usually we spend hours, but I don't got hours today. I got some stuff to do later on. Okay, if I got no questions, we're going to go ahead and move on with the, oh, it's just, another reason why this is, if you're a scalper or a day trader, this is a good trade right here. Let me tell you why. A good potential. Not only do you hit the 0.382 retrace, you're hitting a very pivotal resistance block that will support, turn resistance. Boom. First time entering it, you should be wanting to short that, right? It's like PA trader, it's easy short. Anyways, hit that. Not only did it hit that, but I see either an ABC here or a WXY. To me, this is a ABC now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're coming down now. So if I'm actually gonna enter up the short. My stop is that high. Stop me out. Dare you to. And I'm gonna target this pivot here. Oh shit, wrong way. What the fuck? Boom. So boom. I'm gonna target that pivot here. Set my stop right there. And if I'm lucky, I'll get down here. And if I'm really lucky, it'll clear this entire zone. But I'm also going to probably set myself up to long this here. And this is the only way you should hedge. You shouldn't hedge, like, say if right here I was like, oh, I want to hedge. This is stupid. You wouldn't long here and go short at the same time. That's stupid. That's not how you hedge. You hedge into a position. This is how you hedge into a position. We're shorting into it, and we're willing to buy here with the probability of this moving back up. And at this point, since we had a good entry on this short, we could drop our stop to break even or even profit take. And so if we do get here, this moves up. Now we're in profit here and here. Double whammy, right? That's how you hedge appropriately. You don't hedge at once. You hedge into a position, one after another. Okay? You also don't hedge once you're already losing. That's not a winning strategy. That's a losing strategy. That's what losers do. Losers hedge when they're already losing. You don't do that. We don't do that. Okay? So, not only do we have these clues to possibly get short setup, but we also have this. This is on a smaller time frame. I know we're working on a smaller time frame. Say this is like a leading diagonal, right? ABC. Quick ABC. You bastard. So my rules to an ABC, and not my rules, if you read the book, Elliott Wave, and the Neo Wave book, you would understand that this is the hard rules of ABCs. In an ABC, you always get one wave that's elongated or contracted in regards to time. And that's usually B. And you have two waves that usually share and mimic each other within 1/3 time. That's usually A and C. And so with this understanding, we measure the time frame of proposed A. Here's my proposed A, right? Here's my proposed A. A. It's 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. B. C. C must land, in order to be a valid C, it must land in this time frame here. And look how perfectly this high was made. Look how perfectly that high was made. So why wouldn't you take that? not only hit a structural ABC, but it also hit the time aspects you need. Let's measure B. If B is within 1/3 time, I am fucking losing my shit. I'm losing my shit. Look at that. Within nearly damn near bottom at the 1/3 time frame, which is what you need. What did I say? Two of them mimic each other within 1/3 time, and one is very short or very elongated, and that's usually B. What happened here? Quick B within a 1/3 time frame. Got a 5-wave rise from this base. 5, 3, 5. Really good potential here for a good short scalp or setup into this day trade here. A key to understanding if this is truly the top, this trend line here will be broken. We need this also to be broken here, and we have to have it happen with less complexity. So this has to be in one move, like that. That goes down in one move. That should be your secondary entry right there. And then you get a double tap there, and you watch probably close 10%, 20% there. Watch your reaction, and then look to close all, if not like 80% here. And like I said, if you're lucky, it'll break down, consolidate under here, which is bearish, and it'll break further. But I don't think it's going to happen like that, so that's why I'm encouraging taking like 90% off here, if not all of it off here, just in case. Because, and I would hedge myself long here like that. Set myself up long there just in case as well. Okay? I'm going to post this to my group real quick, and then we're going to get on to Ethereum, which is in a slightly different structure, but in regards to the same pattern. I want to check one thing. Look at this. You cannot make this shit up. The 1.618 extension from, which is the max extension. So now I'm also looking for this. Look how well these almost interline. So I'm definitely hard set if we break this low here, that this is our top and it was an ABC and not an impulse. If we hold and flag here, like this, then it's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, coming up for 5, and then we'll buy that retrace again. Whatever. Okay? Guys, move on to ETH. And this is the time variant I was aiming for this move to end. And look how well it happened. That's pretty crazy. So that was done beforehand. So I want to erase this. That was boss mode, target entry. Just making sure I have all my notes here that needs to be here. I'm also, before I post this, because I don't want anybody to be fucked. And target those highs there. So what's that mean? 1.382 down drop to 1.618. It's simple. So you take your tool here, draw your high and low. Here's your 1382, which is the algo for our irregular flat, expanded flat. And to invalidate the irregular expanded flat, you break below it and you hit this. And that makes it impulsive. Which just lines up fairly well with the bottom of this box, which I drew here, because I think that this will have no support. This will just fall through like a rock if we get down here, and the real support will be right here at 9,100, 9,000. So now that we have everything we could possibly think of in my mind, moving forward to understand what could happen with Bitcoin, I think we're pretty good and we can move on to ETH. Unless you have any questions that you need me to answer right now, then I'm going to get out of here. Well, not get out of here, but stop this TA, this particular TA. I'm so OCD that I hate that this is cut off. But I want it down here. Hold on. My OCD is going crazy, so I'm going to do this. Remember, this is the larger X time frame that we're looking for. So if we... I think it is. No, it's not. It's out here. Oh, this is a smaller X we're looking for from here. Which is possible. This is close enough from there to there for me to say that this could be X. So just be very careful if setting yourself up here, down here too long. You don't want to over leverage yourself or over position yourself where you're like fucking panicking if you lose. Because if you panic when you lose, or if you're panicking when you're under, that means you have too much invested and you should probably re-strategize your money management system or your risk management system. So you can better yourself and better handle your emotions in a case that you do lose or you are losing. Okay? But I like this. So, boom. Let's get this to my members and move on to ETH as soon as possible. Boom. I should stop doing everyone. I need to stop this. I need to... Very curious how it goes on here. I'm also watching this trend line here because it looks like it got broken on the top side. So it's going to be very mindful of everything here. Very mindful of everything. Quick ABC. We'll see. I set my stop, I set myself up, we're good, just ride it to the death, or ride it till we get stopped, whatever. Check out Ethereum real quick. Okay, ETH looks like a pile of junk. I have no idea what's going on with ETH. Not really. I have an understanding, essentially the same thing as Bitcoin, is that Ethereum is in a more dire state in regards to where it's, how far it retraces and stuff. Ethereum's looking like trash in regards to the retracement level, but Ethereum just really needs to show me something in the next few days, or I was going to be very concerned of what's going to happen to it over the long run. I don't have a lot of details here. I'm still sticking with my initial implications that this is all 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3. The other possibility is that this is just an A, B, C, which we'll get to that right now. It should probably pop open a different chart. I could kind of start from scratch because I have a lot of stuff going here. I have a lot of trend lines and stuff here too as well. Let me see where all these things are lining up. I don't think I need this one. That one, and I can leave this, leave that. Sorry, I have a mess here. I'm trying to figure out what I can keep and what I can't keep. We don't need that trend line anymore. This one's fine too. Notice how we hit the outside of this boundary. This triangle right here is called the Bermuda Triangle. It's the triangle of ultimate resistance or ultimate support, depending on what kind of setup you're looking for. and typically that's where you find wave 4 to end. So this is why I want to throw up a possibility that Ethereum can make another low without Bitcoin making another low, which is possible. This depends on how far this retrace is coming up for Bitcoin. This determines how far this is here. In my opinion, Ethereum, like Bitcoin, has created some sort of flat. It's either going to be an A, B, C, or WXY. Right now, it is holding as a WXY, but barely. It literally maxed out every single extension you could possibly get for a WXY and still be valid. So this is why we have to be very cautious to the bearish aspect and don't overtrade, don't overposition yourself, because you could find yourself in deep trouble if you do that. In my opinion, like I said, I believe this is as we stand a WXY, and it's going to hold as that. But I'm less willing to throw my guns at this, for sure. Bitcoin was a more favorable setup. Let's get whatever. Hey, this is wrong. Flat X zigzag for WXY. And like I said, it's literally hit the max extension you can get for being a zigzag both ways, from here to here. I know I didn't. What was I measuring that gave us that level? This actually could go lower from this pivot standpoint and be valid still. We could actually go one leg lower and still be valid. Wow. I don't know where I was throwing that pivot off of. I'm so curious now. Oh, I'm on Kraken. That is why. That is why. Let's go to Coinbase. Okay, brand new naked chart. Old chart. Jesus. Okay. All right. So, again, this looks a lot more dire. Looks a lot more scary. Looks a lot more impulsive. The time it took this to break this. Let's do this. This is very key here. So yeah, this move up was broken in way less time. So this is why overall I'm not calling for a breakout or new highs no matter what happens here. I do think we're going to consolidate longer. One of the rules of understanding when a move is over or not is if the counter move, so this is the counter move of this move, right, breaks that move's low or high in less time and complexity. This is fairly complex, right? Well, this broke that low in less time by a lot. And in my opinion, less complexity. Let's throw it off this one now. Look at that. Pretty much the same time variant. Pretty much the same time variant. So, this is very hairy for ETH. It is very hairy. But if I'm going to give a count, let's get rid of this. That's not 2. One, 2 or B, 3 or C. So this is either 4 or A of a bigger move. And the way I count this is a running flat. This is a clean 5 waves. In order to understand what it takes for a correction to end, we're going to do our measurements. So the minimum target for wave 4 to end, if this is indeed wave 4, we might be wrong here, is here. That's the bare minimum. So I'm saying we're not hitting 400 till at least August 28th. At least. That's just the way it is. One may say this is the start of this 1, 2, but I like it here. This makes more sense. This looks like an impulse. That doesn't look like anything. This time aspect, this correction to that correction is way too different. But that correction to that correction makes sense. Get me? So, if you are going to say here's your start of your impulse, and I will not take this as 1, 2, 1, 2. This 2 is basically the same amount of time as this 2. And basically the same amount of time as this 2, which doesn't make sense. There has to be a chain in a deduction in time as you get smaller in your wave counts. If the time variance stays the same as you get smaller in your wave counts, I guarantee you're counting it wrong. Guarantee it. So the only 2 pivots I'll take for a time aspect is this one and this one. Only 2. And if we throw off this one, we still got more time to go to make enough. We have hit the 1/3 time variant, which usually imposes for some sort of reaction. And we're really close to hitting it that way too. In my opinion, if this is going to be If this is going to be 4, this is our low, and we're not going to make another low for at least quite some time. If this is indeed 4, this is the count right here, and I don't give a flying rat's ass. ABC, actually not ABC, it's a WXY, because we didn't make a 5-wave impulse. This is a 1, 2, 3. It's a 3-wave drive, so it's ABC here. So this is the ABC. This is a W, X, Y, flat, zigzag. Well, not zigzag. Flat, any sort of correction, zigzag. And this is the more rare form of a WXY. Like I said, your usual hotspot for your WXY is X is snappy, boom, 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 compared to your Y, W, here's X, and then Y. Compared to your W and Y, your X has to be really small and snappy of 1/3 time variant. The other implication is that it does this. And when it does this, you're really looking for the algo, meaning once you get a flat in W, you're probably not going to get a flat in Y, and that's what exactly happened here. And so, if we throw our extension tool, you see we're literally maxed out. I was just discussing this. So take it from that low to this high. Literally to the dot. You can't make this stuff up. Oh, never mind. There was one exchange that had this hitting. I don't know what exchange it was. I have no idea what exchange that was. So we can make another low and be valid, and be very valid. As long as we sustain this on a closing aspect, which is 191, which is a long ways down from right now, and it'll fuck a lot of people down if this is indeed 4. So it's a WXY on ABC. Right now, at this point, it's a WXY with this being a three pivot drive. If we make this low, it'll turn into an ABC. And regardless, if we make this low, I am 100% for a given saying that you should be buying this low. Like, you should be buying this no matter what. Because they completed exactly what you need for an ABC. We're not 100% positive right now for this WXY, simply because of the fact that we can turn down for one more low. It would have been much better if this max extension was made for this WXY because that means we cannot get lower unless it's completely invalidated for an impulsive setup. And this is a fairly easy count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing here. 1, running flat, regular flat, 5. And this is A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Truncated fifth. The reason why it's truncated is the truncated fifth. It moved up above the 618 retrace, but then it cleared the lows beyond that and ended up going beyond the point of any sort of corrective phase. And that's why I consider that a truncated fifth, which is very rare, but it happens. If we take this extension tool, you see we have maxed out the extension for a zigzag, which is fine. But that means that a retrace below it makes it impulsive, or possibly and that's true, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of my favorite tricks to Elliott Wave, and I was going to share this with Twitter, but not enough people retweeted my tweet, so I didn't share it. But I'm going to share it with you guys for now. It's called the 1.6, the breaker mode. I don't know what to call it really, but let's just say you have a 3-wave move, right? And that 3-wave move on the third bar, on a third swing, which is this 1 swing, 2 swing, third swing. On the third swing, you extend greater than you either hit bonus points if you extend greater, but if you hit this, it opens up your possibility that this may not be an A, B, C, right? It opens up that possibility, right? It opens up the possibility that this could be just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So one of my favorite rules ever, and this made me the most money in the bear market last year. Like, I shit you not, every single time I saw this, I traded it. And about 80% of the time, like 70 to 80% of the time, it worked. There's only a very few times it didn't work. Very few times, and it's probably because the only time it doesn't work is if you mislabel it. Elliott Wave is never wrong. Elliott Wave is never wrong. Hey, I don't have access to YouTube Live. Sorry, I had a member saying he doesn't have access to YouTube Live, which is very strange. Sorry, give me a moment. Well, I'll just keep on talking. So after we get this extension right, the key to understanding if it's in the ABC or 1, 2, 3, 4. So after you hit this extension, the key to understanding if it's a 3 or 4 is, first of all, you will break. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll break this pivot in less time and less complexity with this move down like that. And the second key is if it breaks below this 1, 2, 3, 6 and it cannot regain it. So say if you're like, I don't know if it's a 2 or 3. And then you enter the short or the long, depending on what kind of direction you're trading. In this case, it'll be a short. You're looking for this, like I said, this breaking this in less time and complexity. Then the second thing is if the 1, 2, 3, 6 is broken and cannot be regained. So if it breaks below, here's our breaker right here, right? Here's our breaker. If we can no longer, so if we go do like that, like make a little flag right underneath this 1, 2, 3, 6, then this is actually a reversal. And it wasn't ABC you saw. It wasn't ABC. But if you hit this 1.618, you retrace and you hold on close that 1, 2, 3, 6, the likelihood of this being a 4 to break out into a 5 is very high. Very high. And this sole move, this sole thing right here made me so much money in the bear market. And it will make you so much money in the bull market. The only difference is flipping this design or setup. It's simple. You don't have to be an Elliott Wave technician at all. You just have to find 2 swings. If the it would help to be an Elliott Wave technician, but you don't have to. All you need is 3 swings, and if the third swing extends to a 1.618, bonus points if you get past it. But if it only extends to the 1.618, then you, like I said, you really leave yourself open for possibilities of A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3. Your key is this 1, 2, 3, 6 retrace, and the complexity of that move down. That's all it is. If you move past this, say if you move past this 1, 6, 1, 8 like this, go long here or go short here, whatever. Because I guarantee you this is a 3, a 4, like that. I've probably one time have I seen an ABC extend greater than a 1, 6, 1, 8, and then it continue on down and break this low down here. Only one time. And the only reason that happened was because it formed this pattern here. Let me show you. Can you guess? A, B, C. Expanded flat. It went A, came all the way down, broke that low, came up for a C. Expanded flat. Broke the barriers on both sides. But with this understanding, what happened here? We got the 1618 extension, right? To the T. I marked this out yesterday for us, and we already broke above it, and we so far have failed to regain it. And since we're consolidating over this 1, 2, 3, 6, the likelihood of this WXY being true right here sorry, I'm trying to be politically correct here, is very high. This is another factor to why I think we're basing here temporarily in either an X wave or some sort of B wave. In my opinion, it's going to be an X. So I haven't checked the longs to short ratios in a few days, but I'm curious to see how many longs have dropped. Because if longs are still high, highs above 68%, then I'm gonna still swing bearish and say we're gonna put in an X wave here. And if we are gonna put in an X wave, the count will turn into this. Since this was a zigzag, the move after the X will be two things, a flat or a triangle. W X and I already marked this out for a time variant we were looking for. Remember that? The minimum time. But the actual minimum time, the one that I like the most, is here. So we got some time in regards to Elliott Wave. And if you missed that segment, the reason why I say there is because I'm saying this is 1, 2, and this is 3, 4. And 4 and 2 have to share some characteristics in time, and that's it right there. Here are the zones. So Here's X, the short or snappy X we assume we're gonna get. A, B, C. If this is gonna be X, it will not get to the 618 retrace of this current move down. And it will stay below the 0.5. If it's gonna be a B wave, it will get to the 0.618 retrace. So let's mark that out. Here's our 618 retrace. And here's our 0.5 retrace. Which the hot target for an X wave is 0.382, and which we're going to mark right now. And I know my colors, so I don't have to keep labeling this, but for your sake, I will label them. For the smaller time frame, this is hard to judge. I'm not gonna lie. Ethereum looks like a bunch of doo doo. Like this is just horrendous. Price action in this little time frame right here, horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Like just god awful. This is horrible. Just horrible. Hard to judge. The only thing that helps me formulate a possible good idea is this higher time frame. Higher time frame. And the fact that we busted over this. If this was going to be a 3-4, if this was going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, this shouldn't have busted over here and consolidated above it. And to be politically correct, in order for this to completely invalidate this being a 3-4, we'll take that low to this high and measure this time here. If we cannot break a low by this point here, I'm confident that we're moving up. If we cannot break a low by this time, which is the max allowed time for a four leg from a proposed 2, I'm confident that this is going to break lower. No, I'm confident it's not going to break lower. Sorry. We can expect a reaction in this time frame here. We expect a reaction in this time frame here. This is how I set up my time boxes. Gold, white, purple. The gold for your first third, your whites for your entire time variant, and your purples for your last third. So if we cannot break below this low, actually, let's just be more politically correct. Do the same thing we did with Bitcoin. Draw our retrace box. We must hold this level on a retrace. And here's why. This number right here with 234 was your X range pivot of this divergence being seen here. That divergence right there, your pivot was right here on the slow. Right there, 234. And since it was attacked and nabbed, you're looking for this 6168 retrace to hold as confirmation that this is a reversal. Same thing, same aspect, same idea as Bitcoin. Okay? And then we'll be from that point, we'll find out. We'll figure out what happens. Like I said, if we retrace, hold this, and then move up in a 5-wave impulse, I have no doubt about it that this is instead of WXY, it'll be A, B, and then C will be short and snappy compared to the rest of them. if it's going to be Y, like I said, we're going to have a flat or a triangle. A, B, C, D, E. And I'll probably like a symmetric, like a ascending triangle. It'll probably be A, B, C, D, E. Like that. Or like I said, a flat. If it's going to be a X wave coming up. If it's going to be a B wave, then this will go like this. This instead of being A, B, C, this will be 3, 4, 5, A, and then sort of B, C. Probably break this high. I don't think it'll go to 418. This is just for, this is not drawn to, I guess I'll just be politically correct and continue to be politically correct so I don't confuse anybody. We can actually get up to pretty high and still be bearish. Like, it's still called a structure corrective. We can get up to there for a expanded flat A, B. That would just fuck so many people over in so many fucking ways that you couldn't even believe. Expanded flats fuck people so bad. In my opinion, those are like the most deadly and hard patterns to trade. They're so hard to trade. So hard. They're fun once you get a hang of it, but you have to know what to look for. How would you know that this is a B? Because it'll be simple. We would know that this would be a termination point, a max termination point if this high is broken. If we have a three wave drive in this, if we have a 3-wave drive in this point right here, no matter what or no matter how high we get, all the way up to 455, I'll be bearish overall. But these are my two bullish counts. Like I said, we've opened up the door for a really bearish count, but the way things are looking on the smaller time frames, I think this is our temporary bottom, and we can expect upside from here on out up until at least about the 18th, I'll say the 19th through the 20th. That'll be a judgment day to see if we roll over soon, or if we're gonna put in this B wave here. And if you don't know what the super bearish side is, like I said, we could drop one more time and still have these two patterns that I showed. But the really bearish side would be something my good friend Oi Beto proposed earlier. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But like I said, I don't like that anymore as much because we moved over the 1.236. And we attacked the X-range pivot, which is very rare to do and still continues to the downside. And so this is why this is my third favorite count and not my primary or secondary. My primary that we're trading is, like I said, I'm going to try to trade is something like this. Ethereum's kind of not really behaving as swiftly and smoothly as Bitcoin is, and this also didn't break that low like we wanted to, so everything's still on high alert in regards to highs being broken now. But this is the trades we're getting into and I'm looking forward to getting into right here, down then up, and at least an ABC on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Hold on, one of my boys is not able to get into this live stream for some reason. It's kind of bothering me, so I'm gonna copy this and just post it to him real quick. But let's go over East BTC because this is in some dire situations here. So the worst case scenario. Very strange. Anyways, so I'm gonna start off with the most bearish aspect just because it's already up on my screen. The most bearish aspect, and I just figured out that this isn't the entire history of Ethereum, which worries me because I don't know. Can someone give me? I saw it earlier someone's chart. Um, the Sorry, I'm trying to look for the appropriate um, ticker for ETH BTC that gives us more. I guess I'll just run through them all, I guess. Where the hell is Bitfinex? Oh. This is Bitfinex. Bittrex. Haha. This is it. Okay. Is there a better one than this one? Binance probably won't have it. This looks like crap. Bitstamp. Damn, it's never seen this lows on Bitstamp. Sorry, I'm just looking for the most. Okay, I think this one's gonna be the best. I'm gonna try one more, then we'll get going. Was that Poloniex? Yeah. Yeah, BC. Yeesh. What the fuck? These monster wicks are just. Some people just got insanely rich. Hey boy. Like, look at that. Can you imagine buying Ethereum for that cheap? Like, dear God. It's like you always have one insane order somewhere. I have my insane orders on Ethereum, but they haven't happened in a long time on Kraken. So, how about Gemini? Okay, Gemini has the cleanest chart, I think. Yeah, this has the cleanest chart by far. I can actually TA this one. So, in my opinion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Just to be politically correct. This hit a perfect dot. This hit a triangle here. If this is a max of 3, B, or 3, A, B, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hit the time variant you need, so I like that count. So from this point, you see we've corrected for pretty fucking long in regards to this impulse. And we're damn near the last algo you look for before all else fails. So this is literally, it's called the B wave algo, and this hit so hard for Bitcoin. Down here when we went long, me, Sean, Gunnar, I was so hard on this long right here. Because of this one aspect here. Let's look at this. Oh, it's right here. We were so hefty and going long, we set ourselves just below that, just because this time is hitting and some other things, of course, but especially the last stand in your structure you're studying to be true. So there should be a reaction here. That's what I'm trying to say. If not, then we're in dire need of re-evaluating our theory and our idea about Ethereum and trying to figure out a better way to trade it going forward. In my opinion, the time aspects of that, let's see real quick. Can that be X wave? That looks very impulsive, right? Like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks very impulsive, so just to check some things. It does hit within that third range, which is insane. So we could allow for it. So this be politically correct. 2. Some pretty shitty price action. I don't know. Can this be A, B, and C? I don't know. Who knows? It doesn't look very looks impulsive from the larger time frame, but the smaller time frame kind of looks like shit. And that's when we go to time to try to like help you pose a better idea. I mean, that could be at 1 running flat, 2, 3 flat, 4, 5. Let's see. Excuse me. That just misses it, but barely. So let's just throw out this pivot low. That hits perfectly, like literally perfect for an X wave, and X waves are usually really snappy and quick. This is very snappy, but typically we don't want them to hit the 0.5, and we really don't want it to hit the 0.618, especially for its X wave. But it did that, so it opens up the possibility of something else. And this is, I'm gonna throw out 2 counts here, 2 counts. This first one is this first move is a W. This is X. This is Y. Look at that. W and Y have to share some sort of time variant. Here's our max extension for a Y. So at this point, I have to either deem it this point a corrective move in itself. Well, this is the most bearish one, like I said. This is the most bearish view I have. And I just want to throw it out there because I have to be respectful of the market and what it could possibly tell me. Since we got a flat here, this is a flat, right? This, that's a flat, right? Well, then we have a zigzag to come, right? This could be A, B, C, X, and then get us there. And that's the most bearish side, I don't really think that's going to happen, but we have to be very respectful for it. But the other count that I like, that makes sense to me, is that this is A, and all this is B, and we're waiting for a C, somewhere over here, somewhere, and this will be A, B, C, X, or B. Let's just check time. That would be a B wave corrective structure. What also works is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They hit perfectly for a 4 right there, so that does work. But I don't really like it as a. It doesn't really mimic the type of 5-wave pattern we want. I like this as WX and then another A, B, and there's a C coming here. And that's my primary count at the moment. I'll make this one red because it's the more bearish side. I'll make this red as well just because I'll make this actually pink. I'll keep this orange, kind of be like the same color pattern, you know. It was not orange. So, W or A, B or C, where this is A, B, C, and coming up for a chance up right here. I'm not going to get into the small time frame of this count because we'll be here for a while. I don't want to do that. I don't want to hold you guys up so long. But there's a lot of possibilities here. One that's very bearish. It could stand Ethereum plummeting another like what 50% from this point. Yeah, it could another 40% down from this point if this is indeed not it. Although I could see that as a possible landing point as well, which is still 30% down. Which nobody would want to be part of, holding that 30% down. Nobody would. A, B, zigzag, X, flat. So, you gotta be. And that just misses the time variant. I mean, not just, but it misses, but also hits right in the middle of these two, so it could go either way. So zigzag, X, flat, which I don't think, it's already extended to a zigzag, which I think. Let's just double check. Actually, right at the max extension for a flat. You cannot make this shit up sometimes, man. It's crazy. Every day I am disbelieved. I am like astounded by what I've seen. That's their max extension for a flat. Getting down here validates this WXY in red. If we get here, this is true. And this is probably 1, 2, 3, 4. Extended fifth will get us all the way down to this zone down here, something like that. Or maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, who knows. But in my opinion, this has given us all it could possibly give to give us a long signal. And if Ethereum doesn't turn up within the next 3 days, I'll say next week. Within the next week, if we don't make a significant move from this zone right here, I'm going to be very worried for Ethereum. And I might say another 30 to 40% drop may be around the corner for it in regards to ETH BTC. I don't know what happens in ETH USD, but I wouldn't want to be in it either long if this is the case. So, I've been very bullish on ETH within the last few days just because where we're at in terms of expansion, extension, and time, we have to move up within the next 5 days, like I said, like the next 5, 6, 7 days. We have to. We just have to. If we don't, it'll look very bad. Very bad. Very, very bad. Initially, I thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see East BTC going to this low right here, capping it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Long living piss out of this. Going for broke. Nice, you know, something like that. We'll see. That's essentially it. I don't have much left to talk about. We've covered Bitcoin. What makes it 4 days? What makes it 4 days? The reason why I say 4 days is because this vertical line here. This vertical line is saying this is the max amount of time we could allow for our B wave that we're studying to be correct. Max amount. Yeah, give or take a few bars, but that's essentially it, you know. And I'm saying within 5 to 7 days, that would give us to this point. July 24th is the date. So that's like a week. That is a week and 2 days, right? It's 9 days. So within 14 days, we need Ethereum to show us something, or else Ethereum could plummet another 40%. And yeah, that's because of fib time. That's all because of fib time. It's all because of fib time. But I'm running through. I've always had a hard time using fib time analysis. Can you explain where you pull from and how reliable it is? I will tell you that fib time is extremely reliable. I cannot tell you how many times fib time has given me more confidence in a setup or has directed me out of a losing setup because time has surpassed and invalidated a potential pattern I was analyzing. Fib time is so important if you're trying to be a really good wave trader. If you don't recognize time as just as an important factor to price when becoming a wave trader, I will have to say that your ability to accurately predict the ends of particular patterns will greatly suffer. And I can't run through the entire process of understanding how to correctly pull your fib time tool in this session here. First of all, it'll take too long. Second of all, a lot of that was personal work, and it took a lot of time and effort for me to understand and really bring together all the pieces that I've read, because the time tool I have is completely custom. No one else's time tool besides the people in my group have their time tool set up like mine, and I promise you that. Nobody else has theirs like this, and I promise you this. I promise you this. And the reason why I set mine up like this was because I read books, I've studied charts, I've traded over thousands of hours of trading, I've taken over 1,000 trades. I don't know how many trades I've taken, but I've taken quite a few over my about 2-year tenure of a trader. I've taken quite a few, you know. And so I just understood what it takes to make patterns true and false, and I understood where certain patterns must be and where certain patterns cannot be, and what time aspects they must hit when placed in that time, in that zones. I just took all that together, and then I put it into this time tool, and then I actually have it on Twitter, so I could share it with y'all. I'm not going to teach y'all, but I could share it here. Let's go to it real quick. I'm going to get out of here. If anybody needs any more questions, please think of them now and shoot them my way, because I'm going to be out of here in the next 15 minutes. Alright? Let me just try to pull up my cheat sheets to this. I think I have it somewhere here. Maybe not. Maybe not. I thought I had it here. Thought I had it. I could have sworn I had it somewhere. Hmm. No! I don't want to make it over again. It is such an in-depth freaking... Oh my gosh. I cannot believe this. I did... Oh, thank the Lord I found it. Here it is. Boom. Do. So, congratulations. You get to have a little cheat sheet if you know how to understand this. Again, I'm not going to teach this to you guys right now. Maybe if you get like, if I get like 100 viewers on this, then I'll probably think about doing something more in depth like that. Or if you join my family, if you join the CCTV trading family, I will be more than happy to teach you everything I know about this. And I'll even tell you how to set up your tool like this. But this is it. This is how you should study it. This is your 1/3 time variance of sister wave compatibility, and sister wave algos are your impulsive sister legs. So your wave 1, 3, and 5 are sister legs. Waves 2 and 4 are sister legs. Waves A and C are sister legs. Although with the ABC, it's kind of different. Remember how I said 2 of them are going to be the same, one's going to be vastly different. So ABC, you're gonna, and it's so crazy too, like how I figured this out, because like no one tells you this. No, not even the books tell you this about time. But by understanding the concepts of what makes an ABC, in an ABC there's always going to be 2 complex legs and 1 simple leg. So just by understanding that single concept, you understand that 2 of those legs are going to mimic each other in time, being complex, right? No matter what, 2 of them are going to mimic each other in time, whether it be WXYs, WXYZs. They're always going to be, 2 of them are always going to be the same in regards to time. Not exactly the same, not 1-to-1, but within this compatibility range. And it might seem drastic, but I shit you not, the likelihood of it landing in that is very like, more often than not, it hits this exactly, hits the 1-to-1 exactly, or hits this exactly. Like, cannot tell you how many fucking times. And then your X-wave algos compared to WYZ is your hotspots is first one, but you can allow it to get to this point here. And that's why I remember how I told you there is those times where it is rare, where X kind of does float around a little bit longer, and that's the kind of correction we're in right now. That's why I say that. And I get that again from reading and understanding what it takes in regards to their wave analysis. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm not going to share this. If you took a screenshot, congratulations. It's all yours. And you better not share it with anybody. Because, not really. It's not that important. It is important, but not that great important. Okay? I cannot tell you how many times that saved my ass. And how does it save my ass? I'll go through one more little how-to real quick. So say if you think you have an impulse. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and you're coming down for 4. Or you think you're coming down for 4, right? Well, to really understand that this is wave 4, it has to share similarities to this wave 2 in regards to time. Has to. It absolutely has to. It has to. If it doesn't, it's not wave 4. It's just, I'm serious, dude. Like, I'm so serious on this. So you measure wave 2 from beginning to end, then you take this. You go where you think wave 4 starts. Then you find your hotspots for your sister wave compatibility zone, which are this first third, a 1-to-1, and 1 and 1/3. So this is not first. This is actually 2/3. So your 2/3, 1-to-1, or 1 and 1/3. And I mean, you don't have to map every single one of them. But what I like to do is I like to draw the extreme. So here's the extreme, and I like to draw the beginning as well. The most shallow and the most extreme. Typically, your 4 likes to be quicker than average. I know that sounds crazy, but I swear it happens. And so, how you would use this to your advantage is once you think you have a particular pattern, which you think this is the impulse, you think right now this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. In order for this to be true, 4 must make a pivot within one of these ranges. And it absolutely has to start breaking up high or breaking up before this last zone. If it doesn't, you're more likely not in a 4. So say if you come down, bounce up, come down. Are you longing that? Yes, you should be longing that. 1, it made a three-way pattern after you think it made an impulse. 2, it hit exactly in a time variant and a max time variant. So, by understanding those two concepts, if this was to go up and turn below, you know that this pattern here is probably not a wave 3, 4. And you're probably making like a leading diagonal, wave 1, 2, and like a 3, like that, or a bigger ABC for a flat, or something else other than a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the only reason why you know that is because time. Time has surpassed the appropriate and logical aspects to system wave compatibility. And that's it. And that's how you use it to your advantage. And I use it so often. Because I'll set my say like wave 3, I'm like, okay, I want to catch the wave 4. And I have other techniques to help teach this. Like I told you, that 1 through 6 extension rule. And there's like 3 other rules and techniques I use for Allee wave to understand that this is 3, 4 and not ABC. So like I'll set myself up, you know, like for a long, like right here, you know, I'll set myself. Obviously you can't do it right here, but I'll set myself up long. I don't know why I was being weird like that. Why is it doing this? Does anyone know why it's doing this? Strange. That is so strange. That one too, that's so strange. So let's just say, yeah, I'll set myself up long, you know, at a logical retracement point of this freaking move, you know. Logical. You don't want to be stupid and just throwing bids anywhere. You want to be freaking logical. So like, you know, like there or something, you know, something like that. Set my bid up there. Say it comes down like this. Especially say if it comes down on a 5-wave impulse and hits my target already. I know that this is a 5. That we're due for a 3 and then a 5 somewhere else. So I know like, okay, we didn't make it the correct the pattern in the time aspect needed to say this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. And it invalidated this setup for me going long here, and I'll look to exit fully at any point possible. Alright. So yeah. So I use it. Anyways, it's been a pleasure. I am gonna probably sign out. Let's take a peek at these coins real quick, see what the hell's going on. This is looking very resilient. Like it wants to break out, especially Ethereum. So my short I might get taken out right here, which is fine. I'll take this loss, but I'll be very upset if I might, since this was a 382. I'm gonna move it right above it. My stop, right above it. Like right above it. Let's check volume is very abysmal on this move. So I think this is gonna be a stop hunt. Very abysmal on this last few moves. 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. In order to validate this. Remember how we didn't get this set up here on a short, so I should have pulled that short immediately, but whatever. It closed underneath that line, validates this bearishness we're seeing here. I'm gonna go ahead and go for broke and set a short right above that range and have my stop literally right neck dab there in hopes that this is it. Like I said, we can if we break out here, then it makes it easier for us going forward. We know that if we break out from this point on, that we're buyers 100% on that. If we drop here, it leaves us the door open for more downside breaking there. So if we do break up, I'll be salty I lost a trade, but I'll be happy because it'll give us a better setup going forward and less stress going forward, essentially. All right. So with that, if I have any last minute questions, if I don't have any last minute questions, I'll go ahead and get out of here so I can stop taking up your time because I know I talked for a while. Definitely went longer than I intended, as I always do. But hey, this is what we do. This is what I do. That's why, and I love doing it because of you. So I have no complaints here. As long as y'all have no complaints, then we're all happy and we can all be happy. We could all be happier if our trades go right? So hopefully our trades go right and we make some money tonight. If not, then you can come scream at me tomorrow and say I suck or whatever you want to say, and I'll just laugh at you because I don't care. This is how it is. So, I'm going to put some tunes on, and then I'll get you guys out of here. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for all tuning in. This has been another quick addition to Satoshi's Shit Show. Like I said, I'm trying to do this once a week. Yeah, I missed usually it's on a Sunday. I was a little busy yesterday, and yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, last thing. I know I keep putting it off. I'm not forgetting, but I just keep not having adequate time to do it. But that competition that I did last week about retweeting that specific chart, don't worry. I will pick one lucky member or one lucky viewer or whatever, one lucky follower, subscriber, whatever you want to call yourself, to be part of the CCV family, trading family, for 3 months paid for. So you wouldn't have to stress about that. You just see what we're about. And yeah, that's about it. And I may consider doing 2. So tune in. I'll also do it during live. So I'll do a live stream while we announce it. So put it this way. If I'll draw 2 names. If the second name is watching my stream, they'll get it too. But if they're not watching my stream, it's just going to be one person. Alright? So, again, that competition is still on. You can still find that tweet. I'll go ahead and retweet it right now after I get off. And remember, like, retweet, follow me, Nebraska Gooner, Crypto Warrior, and CCV Trading on Twitter. Subscribe to me on YouTube, set alerts for YouTube, and that's 3 entries right there. That 3 entries for the first step, which is like, retweet, and following my boys, my team. That's your first entry. Second entry, subscribing to my YouTube. Third entry, setting notifications for my YouTube. 3 entries. You get 3 chances at having 3 months paid for. That's $150. Actually, $165 for free. And who knows, you might make some money with it and learn some things. All for free. I'll ask for your support and your help moving forward. Sounds like a fair deal, right? And again, if I'm going to draw 2 names, one definitely gets in. The second person, they have to be watching my stream. If they're not watching my stream, it's just going to be one person. And that's just how it is, all right? Anyways, I appreciate y'all tuning in, joining me on this midday session. Again, we'll do this every single week, once a week, every Sunday, around, I don't know, it's random. I'll always put up a time on Saturday. It all depends on what I'm doing Saturday, you know. If I'm going to be busy all day and all night Saturday, it's probably not going to be in the morning. If I'm not doing crap Saturday, then it's probably going to be in the morning. So, pay attention. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter. Follow my boys. Get your entries in, and we'll see who the lucky winner is the next time we air, which will probably be sooner than Sunday, just because I am slacking on that, all right? So, apologize, but yeah. Anyways, appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in. This has been another session with your boy Satoshi Heavy on Satoshi's shit show where shit gets popping. And with that, I hope everybody has a blessed day, wonderful day, evening, wherever you may be in this time aspect. And make sure you always count your blessings. Make sure you're always humble. Make sure you're always learning and striving for a better you. You know, you owe it to yourself to be the greatest you could ever be. So why not be it, right? Right. Okay. So this is your boy Satoshi Heavy signing out. And here's a little music by our boys. I have no idea who it is, but have a nice day. Satoshi Heavy out.
End of messages.